Coming at you again from my lovely GoPro Hero 5, because I still can't find my other GoPro. It's somewhere, but somewhere could be anywhere, so fuck it. This'll do. At least I can see with this one. My other GoPro, the screen's knackered, so I'm guessing what I can see. The sound on this one seems a bit shit, but at least there's something you can see. So yeah, as you may have spotted, this is now even less of an MR2 than it was in the last video, because not only is the engine and box out, but I've even removed the fuel tank, and that's all the shit that's all the shit I'm going to throw away. That's all the panels which, you know, I'll probably keep, because in my head at least, while I want this to be as light as possible, I want it to be, I think I want it to be a sleeper. I want it to look fucking shit. It looks shit now. I think it'd be better, you know. It's funny, sleepers are more fun. If you've got a fast car, people expect to lose. If you've got something that's not fast, people get upset, and that's quite funny. So yeah, I'm probably going to make this a sleeper, which is another reason I've not been too careful about how I've stored my body panels. If they get more scratched and dented, well, even more of a fucking sleeper, isn't it? So yeah, that's where we are at the moment. Obviously that's a lot of weight taken out. You know, fiberglass panels, the doors, bonnet, boot lid basically, would save, you know, a considerable amount of weight, especially when the doors are 25 kilos each. But it's money, and this is all about being as fast as I can for the money, and I doubt very much if I can find fiberglass versions that would be anywhere near the bang for the buck that just getting a hacksaw and angle grinder and cutting the doors to pieces would be. The only stipulation is I need to keep the glass windows, purely because pillarless doors with plastic windows are basically horrendous. They never, because they're floppy, it's next to impossible to keep them in the correct place, especially at high speed. And you can make like frames around them and stuff, but it looks shit, it's loads of work, and they still rarely work properly. So keeping the glass, which unfortunately means keeping the electric windows, is kind of a must, because they're pillarless windows. If it had normal, you know, normal doors with normal pillars, be fine, but that don't happen on a convertible. And while I don't like the fact it's convertible, there ain't much change in that, unfortunately, apart from fitting a hardtop, which I probably can't afford, but I would like to, kind of, because fitting that soft top again, I have kept it over there, fitting the soft top again, even though I do it in a much lightened way, is just a pain, because it's just a complicated design. I mean, it's a good design when it's fitted, but removing it and installing it is a fucking wanker. There's just too much to it. But any convertible's the same. But yeah, generally though, now the engine and box is out, I've found no extra, you know, scary rust or anything. Even the subframe, the only hole is there, and that is quite minor for one of these. They're known for getting rusty basically, but I can patch that. That's not like it needs a new subframe, although I don't even think a new subframe's expensive. Actually, I'm talking rubbish. The engine and box is going in this. That subframe's got to be modified to fit it anyway, so that part will, well, either the whole subframe will be modified, you know, changed to a new one, or that part will be modified anyway, so whatever. Yeah, and on that note, I'm now going to get the angle grinder and cut some more things away. I'm not going to cut everything away yet. I'm going to go piece by piece until it looks about right. So yeah, I'm going to turn the camera off for this, because although, you know, watching sparks and shit can be quite fun, I think it'd be a lot of stop-start, because I'm not even sure what I'm doing yet. So yeah, it'll take ages. Battery will go flat by the time I've worked it out, probably. So I'll show you when it's done. Well, it wouldn't be one of my projects unless it escalated very quickly. And the fact you can see the steering wheel from behind the car kind of suggests it has. Yeah, I've cut quite a bit of metal away. I can cut a lot more realistically, but I've stopped where I have, because I think that's enough. I've stopped. I would honestly have liked to go slightly wider on there, but there's these little sort of brace bars going between there and where the suspension pickup point is, I think, to stop that flexing. So I'm going to leave it for now. If it would help to remove more, it would be very easy to replace that with a you know, a bar instead, you know what I mean, because we're going to have to make, you know, mounts and whatnot. But it's how it is for now. Should be fine so far, at least. Although we will be reinforcing that, what I've removed, because the only structural bit really of all that is that part, and it was less structural than I thought, as in the metal's very thin. It's nowhere near like chassis rail. It's almost like the crappy little crumple crash bars or whatever on the front and back of the car. But I'm sure it has some structural integrity, and anything in front of the, you know, between the suspension, shall I say, I'd rather keep as stiff as possible. I've got a cage coming, so to be honest, that alone might be more than enough. But I honestly believe that, and the rear subframe and maybe this part, does more than that did, because that thing is it's very nothingy, surprisingly little. But yeah, this is what I've done. As you may have probably guessed from this, the engine is going longitudinally with a transaxle. So rather than, you know, the so-called mid-engine cars where the engine is, you know, in line with that, calling a transverse mid-engine car a mid-engine is like calling a transverse front-engine car mid-engine, just because the engine is, you know, slightly behind the suspension turrets. It's bullshit, really. Real mid-engine, the engine would be in the middle, and this one, it really is, because engine will be here, transaxle box to the rear wheels, which are there and there. So yeah, and then obviously I'll make some kind of removable cover, something or other, because I don't want to be in with the engine, because it'd just be too fucking noisy. So, but just some kind of removable thing, probably up like that and across, you know, whatever. This space is going to be mostly engine and manifolds and turbo and all sorts. I'm not going to talk about what engine and stuff yet, although that has been decided. Fucking hell, I already own it. I'll talk about that another time. But yeah, all the room for activities. It's not bad, not bad. It's kind of lucky on these that the wheels really are on all four corners. You know, because there's so many cars, there's a ton of overhang. The wheels aren't really in the ends of the car, the corners of the car, but this is, which allows a fair bit of engine room to be truly mid-engine. Because in my book, calling a transverse engine front or rear mounted mid-engine is, it's mild bullshit, basically, in my opinion. It's like, it's mid-engine by about a fucking few inches. It's like, but whatever. This is going to be properly mid-engine now, which would be good because it will help stop the fucker from wheeling too easy under big power, which is something all, you know, MR2s and especially rear engine stuff like Porsches and Beetles and shit like that tend to do, because obviously there's more weight hanging out the back. But with this, less so. Don't get me wrong, it's not like it wouldn't wheelie, but it's less likely to, with the engine, with the majority of the weight there rather than there. But whatever, as much of a muchness. I'm not, I don't think this is going to be like a pure drag car. It's just going to be a pure fucking mental fast car. One last thing I will say in this video is I am fucking dying to get this on the road and enjoy it, especially now the weather's been quite good lately. So on Monday, which is tomorrow, I am going to be chasing up Badger 5 to see when this thing can be mapped, because I really want it mapped so I can use it. So yeah, and that's it, from a very complete one to a very stripped one. But I don't believe, to be honest, it's going to take me that long to do this, because taking this apart to this level has taken me, I think, 3 half days on my own. So not a lot at all. It's, you know, I think if I was here like full-time hours, maybe 2 complete days. And it's mostly because I know how to do it. I've done it already. This has taught me, basically. So all of this, I just fucking flew through. I know I'd not cut any of that shit out before, but I've seen it all 100 times, so I knew roughly what, even for the cutting out shenanigans, what I thought would be a good idea and what's not. So yeah, it's I don't really think this is going to take me all that long, in all honesty. I mean, I might be wrong, but basically this I just want mapped, and then I'm not going to modify it, you know, more power, whatever, until this is done, because I want something on the road to enjoy, and that'll be this. Yeah, the current 180 stock internals record now is like completely stock internal, stock inlet manifold, stock throttle, stock everything, is like 597 brake at like 43 psi or something insane. And considering most people say like 300 pound-foot is like the safe limit on these, they can be pushed a whole lot more, these engines. But no, I'm not going to. Well, don't get me wrong, when this is done, chances are, yeah, I will. I'll put a bigger turbo on this and fucking push it until it explodes. But in the meantime, no. I just want to use this fucker, enjoy it, you know, just have some fun, and complete this in any time when I'm not driving that. So, but I don't think this will take too long. Obviously you don't know the engine or anything yet, but the more I look at things, the the more I honestly think this might only have one seat. Like my Corolla's only ever had one seat. Because, well, I use cars for driving rather than taking people in. But I want to put 2 seats in that just because, you know, nobody expects an MR2 to be quick, so you guarantee you take anybody in there, so they'll be amazed how fast it is. This, don't get me wrong, I would like 2 seats, but I need room for everything else. I need a fuel tank, and that used to go there, and that's going to be taken up by an engine. So I think the fuel tank will go in the front, obviously radiator standard place, and then I need an intercooler. Honestly, going by how well it's worked on that, but also going by the fact the position where it is on that is now where an engine's going to be, I honestly think maybe the passenger side will be my best bet for mounting an intercooler, and in that case there may not be room for a passenger seat. Maybe they will, depending. I mean, it's I've got to get the dash out anyway, because the cage is, you know, goes through where the dash is, and I might realise I've got room for a charge cooler if I either have the, I think if there is room for a charge cooler and a passenger seat, the charge cooler is going to be down in the footwell or behind the dash or something, but I don't know. It's going to be a big charge cooler for sure, but don't know. I mean, in all honesty, it'd be a lot easier for me to just plonk the charge cooler there, but we will see. I mean, 99% of the world will shit their pants even if there was a passenger in this, so I don't think they need taking in this. But yeah, we'll see. We will see. But yeah, that's enough for tonight. I've tidied up. It's all good to go. I will probably come back tomorrow. But yes, that's it from me and the MR2s. And I think Thomas is back tomorrow, so he can get his opinions and crazy ideas on everything too. So I should be back tomorrow. I've got a few work things to do, but you know, cars, I want to get them done. Right, I will see you next time. See you later.